Dear friends, Shalom. Welcome to our episode number 14 entitled Political because Religious. Both traditional Catholic and Protestant perspectives agree that Jesus' preaching of the kingdom of God has first and foremost a religious character. Jesus repudiated the Jewish hope and longing for the restoration of the kingdom of Israel. Jesus did not join the resistance movement and its armed forces of freedom fighters called zealots. However, he did not justify the status quo, but instead severely criticized the injustices of the existing social order. Based on the social context wherein Jesus preached the kingdom of God, one can be enabled to see that said preaching was simultaneously religious and political in character. It was actually directed at the whole theocratic structure of Jewish society, especially against the interpretation of Jewish faith as was interpreted by the religious and political elite. When Jesus revealed God as humane and humanizing, a God who does not tolerate a situation which turns humans into non-persons or subhumans, he thereby undermined the status quo. Furthermore, undermining the religious authority of his time was actually a more subversive political activity than any direct attack on the social structure of Israel. Thus, by discrediting the Pharisees on religious grounds, Jesus also undermined the very basic of the political authorities that dominated the system. No wonder that both religious and political authorities had common cause in getting rid of Jesus, precisely because their vested interests were at stake. The political significance of Jesus' preaching does not lie in any political agitation against Roman authorities and their collaborators. in a manner of the zealots, but in the fact that it agitated against the internal structure of society and on a religious interpretation of the Mosaic law, which kept majority of the population poor and allowed the elite few to benefit from them. In such a context, Jesus' kingdom message as good news to the poor, because it was profoundly religious, could not be but politically very dangerous. Jesus was thus even more markedly political with his religious message than the zealots with their revolutionary activity. Jesus' preaching was scandalous, not only because of its clear preference for the poor over the rich, but more so because it was not based on religious dispositions. Rather, it was based solely on socio-political situation of poverty and marginalization. Thank you.